Welcome to Craft Tuesday. Today we've got some super fun ocean crafts. For our littles, we're making handprint crabs. For our middles, we're making jellyfish. And for our bigs, we're going to be making an underwater diorama. So first, let's start with our littles. What you're gonna do is you are going to paint their hands with red paint. Then you have them put their hand really big and then you press it down. Then you paint the other one and you flip the paper and then you press that down as well. So you would have two handprints side by side. Then when it dries, you cut out the handprints and then you can put little eyes. I cut out circles and then put a black dot in the middle for the eyes. My little guy loved doing this so much. We did it 3 times. You'll see all of the crabs. He loved it so much. So that is a great sensory for your little kiddos. All right, middles, today we are going to be creating a paper plate jellyfish. What you need is a paper plate. If you don't have a paper plate, a piece of white paper will work great. You need some paints. If you don't have paints, that's okay. Pencils or markers or crayons will be great too. I'm going to use paint. And I'm going to paint it lots of different colors. So I'm gonna start with some yellow. And I'm just gonna paint it all over my plate. And then, that looks good. Then I'm gonna go to, let's go with some purple. And these jellyfish are going to look so cool with all the different colors. If you just want one color, just do one color. That looks great too. Next, I'm going to use blue. And I'm kind of just being a little bit messy here. So make sure that you have put paper or you have something down underneath your craft so that you don't get paint all over. Now you're gonna go let that dry. It's really warm where I live, so I'm gonna go put it outside and it will make it dry really fast. Okay, now it's all dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a wiggly line down the middle. So I'm gonna take my scissors and just go back and forth in a little wiggly line. This is going to be the bottom of our jellyfish. So we are actually making 2 jellyfish out of 1 plate. If you did it on a piece of paper, then you are just going to cut a half circle and then a wiggly line at the bottom. Okay, so now I've got my 2 jellyfish. Now what I get to do is add the tentacles. So you can do crepe paper, or once again, you can just do regular paper that you color and then you can cut little squiggles out. I get about, let's see, I want the tentacles to be about, that long. So I'm gonna fold it over, cut it off from the roll, and then cut it in half. Now what I did with my tentacles up here is I took these because I wanted them to be a little bit skinnier, and I cut these in half, again, like hot dog style. So you can do that. You can also stretch crepe paper just a little bit to make it more wiggly. So I'm gonna leave these ones big, but you can also cut them in half. So I'm going to take the green, see how much I need of that, and then fold it over and then cut that off and then cut it in half. And then I'm going to do the same thing where I take them and I put them together and then I gently stretch them. Pull gently, otherwise they'll break. Okay, I'll put the green aside, and now I'm gonna take my blue and fold that in half. Okay, and stretch it. All right, we're gonna go with, I'm gonna do this one. Put this one over here. Now there's two ways that you can attach the tentacles. You can use glue or you could use tape. I'm going to flip it so that the paint side is down on my table, and I'm going to use glue. Take my glue and I just put a little bit down, and then I start sticking my tentacles. Now what I found was pretty cool was if you put the tentacle so it's not so you're not doing it straight across, you're kind of doing it at an angle so they overlap, so that when you hold them up, that one's a little bit too much, they kind of interweave. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit more glue there, and then I'm gonna put the tentacle or the crepe paper down. So you see how that one went straight. Now I'm gonna go with another green, I think. And because that one went that way, I'm gonna put this one going that direction. Now I'm gonna put the next one going this way. So I'm gonna put this purple one kind of going the opposite direction. So it's gonna be facing towards the other ones. Then I've got room for one more. We're gonna put this one going down. Like that. Now I made sure that it wasn't poking out on the sides. If yours is, like this one is a little bit, you can fold it over and put a little bit of glue or tape and stick it down so that it's not folding over. Now, I have googly eyes. You can put googly eyes, or you can just draw eyes with markers. Or if you don't want any eyes at all, you don't have to have any eyes either. So I'm gonna grab some googly eyes. I'm gonna use these, a big one and a medium one, I think. We're gonna make it kind of lopsided eyes. I'm gonna put some glue on the back, stick it down. Put some glue on the back of this one, stick it down. Now I'm going to grab the marker and give it a little smile. There's my jellyfish. Can't wait to see yours. All right, Bigs. Today we've got a big project for you. It is an underwater diorama. And what you're gonna need is a box. I just picked one out that we had Amazon sent us something in, and I cut off the flaps. You could use any box that you want. It doesn't have to be this box. It could be a shoe box. It could be a small cereal box or granola box. You just need a box. You need some construction paper or different colored paper. Or if you don't have that, you can use white paper and just use markers to color on it. And then I have some of these pipe cleaners that I'm gonna use to create fish and other sea creatures. You can use those, or you can use paper. You will need glue, you will need scissors, and I have tape too. Okay, the first thing that we're gonna do is I'm going to create the ocean scene. Okay, I put these little seaweeds in here. If you want, you can take a pencil and curl up your seaweed so that it curls around. One of these pipe cleaners, and I'm going to make a fish. This is as far as I'm going to take my diorama, but you can be as creative as you want. Add fish, cut out shapes of fish, or maybe even an octopus. Maybe you could even draw a diver and put them in your diorama. I hope that you had so much fun crafting with me today. I'll see you next time. Bye!